Welcome back, guys, to yet another video on the channel. Today we are talking twinking. Yes, that's right. Low level boosted characters that, not necessarily boosted characters, but boosting characters that have their experience locked. Now, if you guys have been following my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Sansible, we have been using this particular twink that is standing in front of you, Groxia, to boost a lot of my characters on my other accounts. Now, that is for a specific challenge that I'm working on, which is like 50 level 60s for mission tables, but that's for another video. That's other videos that I've made. But what we're talking about today is the twink specifically. A lot of people have been asking for guides, videos, explanations on how to set these things up and how to use them properly. Now, before we move into this area, something that is very important to think about when you go into twinking is when you see all these sites and see all these people talk about it, there's a lot of exploits and gray areas that hang around in these communities. So I just want to be able to tell you guys that be thoughtful of what you do in the game and what you pick and choose, because some of these things can potentially get you banned in the game. So you just want to make sure you're only doing the things that are allowed and don't risk your account, you know, unless you don't care. But then again, I care about my account, so I won't be moving into those areas. Let's get started on what I have been doing specifically. Now, I have been working on this character, and this is a level 10 Brewmaster Monk. Now, there are multiple very different ways to work on twinks, and I'm talking about the one that I've been using today just because that's the most that's the one that is closest to me, and I'm going to explain to you guys how I use it for my specific purpose, and that is for boosting my other characters. I'll be explaining how I do that very after we've gone over what this is. So there is one specific resource that you guys will always use when it comes to twinking and anything related to it. It is xpoff.com. okay, this is the website that you want to be on if you want to do anything twinking related. Now, for this one specifically, I have been using this guide post here, which is basically a 10s, which is level 10s quick start gearing guide. I'll be linking to this down in the description below so you guys can see it. This basically goes through starting notes as to what you're gonna do, how you're gonna do it, and where you're gonna find all the different best in slot pieces for a level 10. Okay, maximize a level 10's capabilities, especially because of scaling. So whatever you want to do, whatever class you want to play, and spec as well, they have many. Okay, there's warrior, warlock, shaman, rogue, priest, paladin, monk, mage, hunter, druid, and death knight. Now, the one we're going to look at specifically is monk. So you click on here, and then you can see all the best in slot pieces for the monk. Now, you can see here, you can see what the items are if you want to see where they drop from. Helm of Anomalous. This is from Anomalous. If you guys don't know, that is the Nexus from Wrath. But if you don't know, this opens up directly to Wowhead, and then you can check where it drops, what the drop rate is, and all these lovely things. So this is what you want to look for when it comes to anything related to twinking. Now, something that's also important, since this is a gold making channel, if you guys look at these enchants or these gems, this is what twinks use, and a lot of these things have super high prices. And if you want to get into some old world materials, old world markets, whatever it is, these are very important to look at, because you will find out what people are going to look for, especially when things like these get popular, and is getting to a little bit more of a popular point. So looking into this as a gold maker and wanting to make some more gold from this is a very good idea. I mean, I've already spent a lot of gold on this, and I even had some made for me. Yeah, it's a good idea for sure. But that's like the gist of it, how you get started on doing everything. When you make a level 10 character, you want to make sure that you have 10 gold on it, because when you move over to lock your experience in either Orgrimmar or Stormwind, it costs 10 gold. When you make a level 10, if it's an allied race, it only has 1 gold. So that's just like a little quality of life thing that I would like to tell you guys. Now, for the second part of this video is I will explain to you guys how we get into dungeons. Now, obviously, some people might know, if you queue up with a twink or somebody that has locked experience, you will get an experience debuff. And the experience debuff is something that greatly reduces the amount of experience that you get, and you have to get that off. And there's multiple ways to get this off. It's kind of cheesy, right? But one way is queuing up on multiple accounts and trying to hit the same queue. Now that is not always easy to do. Sometimes you're going to sit there for a very long time depending on what kind of day, or if you're really unlucky. But that is one way to do it. Try to hit the same queue in Chromie time. So you would queue up Burning Crusade Dungeon, for example. You'll queue up on both of your accounts and see if you get the same queue. That I've been successful in doing that a bunch of times, but there's also been times where I've sat there for 20 to 30 minutes and nothing has happened. Okay, nothing. The other way of getting around it is if you have multiple characters, okay, multiple accounts, you want to invite them all into a party. Okay, so you take multiple characters. Let's just invite one of my other characters here, right? And you make this, if you had more, right? If you had more, you make this person a leader. Whoever it is, it could also be a person that's not actually going to boost with you, a friend or someone in game. What they do is they are the leader of the party. They queue up for the dungeon. And then once you get into the dungeon, you make them leave. Because, here's the kicker. You have the experience debuff because you're in a party. So everybody has that. But if you leave the instance group as the leader of the pre-made party before you came into the instance group, you can kick everybody in the group, and then that acts like it doesn't belong, like all the people that were in that group are now in an instance group together. So the game thinks that you are now playing with random people. Now it's a very cheesy way of getting around it, but that is a possibility for you guys. And yeah, that's basically it. What you have to do, because this is important, it takes 5 minutes for it to fall off, and you have to wait with either killing any bosses when you're in the dungeon, very important, or you clear the entire first dungeon and then let it run off. And then sometimes it might come again, the experience debuff, and if it does, you do that one more time. Wait with killing any bosses, or clear the entire thing and wait until it runs out, and then queue up again, and then you should be good. And the good thing about this boosting, a lot of people might be like, I should have mentioned this earlier, but a lot of people might be like, San, why would you do this? There's many other ways of leveling super quickly from 10 to 50. I usually am able to take my characters from 10 to 50 in around 6 hours. 6 hours and almost 20 minutes, which is really fast for 10 to 50. And if you can do that multiple characters, just spamming dungeons, I like doing that, right? This is another option for people if they want to get into a different way of leveling, or if this is what motivates them to actually get to leveling. And I'm doing this specifically for my challenge, but I wanted to have a little video explainer for you guys, so it's a long it's a lot easier for people to understand, so they can scroll back and forth, you know, to see if there's any information that they missed. That's basically it. I don't have anything else to say. Hopefully this explained to you guys, well, hopefully this explanation was good enough for you guys to understand what to do. If there's still something that you're confused about, something that you're interested in getting better understanding of, let's talk about it down in the comments below. Let's talk about it on stream, twitch.tv/Hansful, all these good things. I will be sure to link you guys a couple resources just in down below in the description. Make sure you check it out. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until the next one, see ya!